What is up guys, this is Ash from 39 Studios back in with a new video. This is the 4th developer log for a game that I'm developing in Godot, and if you watched the previous ones then you will realize this is the first time I actually started talking in it. Previously I used subtitles to give my points across, but I've decided to speak in this one just to make things easier for you guys. I need to give context for new viewers as well as give an update to older viewers. I have attempted a couple times to make a commercial game. I previously made small games and demos on numerous engines, Unity and Unreal to say the least. When I first started the channel, I was making a 3D survival horror game in Godot. I made a YouTube channel originally to make devlogs for that game, so that way I could be consistently working on it. But I realized quickly I just didn't have the ability, and I would be spending a lot of time and energy that I didn't have time as I switched jobs and some other life factors that affected me. So I pivoted and went back to one of my original engines, RPG Maker, hoping to make a simple game. That game was Other Side of Despair. However, after releasing the demo, which you can find on my itch, was how feature creep and scope creep affected the game. Anyone who's looked at this channel for a while and saw that, just giving you the update, the game is still being worked on. I haven't abandoned it completely. I'm just taking a slower approach as it's going to take way longer and I'm just going to put it in the back burner. That brings us to today, which I realized that I need to make a really small game. There's a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, by working on small games, it will help me improve my game development skill. That being, I can focus on actually working on a proper engine, in this case Godot, do it from scratch, and then work from there. Secondly, I don't have much time to work on game development. I have a full-time job which gives me limited amount of times that I can really work on the game. And the only way I can work on the game full-time is by either becoming a full-time game dev, which requires a bunch of games that people can purchase to show that I am a trustworthy developer, and then having like a Patreon, or make this YouTube channel really popular with my game reviews, my streaming, and then have a Patreon as well. Both are far-fetched at this point in time. By making more simple and shorter games, I can then make a game that's still high quality in short amount of time, which I just don't have. Thirdly, I don't want to make my dream game just yet, and I have a lot of ideas for games, which I want to explore and make. So making simple and shorter games with my more simple and basic horror game ideas, I can then build up to make medium games and then make larger games in the future, hopefully. Those are just a couple of reasons why I'm making this. Anyway, to finish up the channel updates, there's going to be a Silent Hill deep dive coming out pretty soon. I'm still going to make reviews, mostly of the games that I'm going to be streaming. In regards to streaming, I'm moving to a new property, so I'll have a proper stream schedule coming up really soon. Now I can actually talk about the game. The basic part of the game is based on a short story I wrote a couple years back. The friends find an abandoned rural house in the middle of the suburbs, and then a supernatural creature attacks them. That's the basic plot and the basic premise that I've made this game about. Gameplay loop is based on RPG Maker games, heavily narrative and puzzle based. If you've been following the upload devlogs, then you'll know that I've been working on actually getting the note and item system up and running. At this point in time, players can pick up the notes and then we'll go into the note inventory. Players can then also pick up items, use those items, and then get other items. That was previously not working, that is now working now, though there is a glitch, which if you can obviously see further back, as well as in the last video where the equipped item that is used doesn't get discarded when it's used, as well as a couple other glitches relating to it. Systems are in a relatively functional state, which means I can go on to the next stage of populating the area, putting some notes, getting a good idea of like how the player is going to actually use the room, figure out puzzles, how to actually progress it, getting it to a state where it's actually playable for like a tester to actually play it. Once we get to that stage, I'll make a Discord so that people can actually play it and tell me what they think about the game. I'm gonna be straight you, there's a high chance the game's probably gonna be a shit, or like a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 is like what I'm hoping for though. Not because I don't believe I can make a 10 out of 10 game, or this could potentially become a 10 out of 10 game. I just don't know if my game design ability at this point in time is capable of doing it, but I'm gonna try nonetheless. Once we have that puzzle done, I'm also then gonna be getting the actual enemy, which you haven't really seen much in, actually get them to like change rooms and chase the player, as well as get a hide and seek system. The player can hide in like those cupboards that you've been seeing around, at least that's the basic idea of like how the layout is. Once I actually have a prototype for what I call Arc 1, I will then be working on the second half and the third half of the game simultaneously. The second and third half is when I'm going to nail down the actual art design of the game. These are just basic assets to try to like test the feel of the game, so graphics, at the moment. Also, that's where I'm going to be adding the sounds and that type of thing, so it's still quite a bit away from when we're actually at that stage of the game. Now, I do have the goal to try and make this game finished by October. I set up the game to be finished in August, and if you know anything about game design, it actually takes double that. So if you think it's going to be a month, it's going to take 2 months. But at this point in time, my goal is for October. That being said, what are you guys thinking about the game at this point in time? It's still on very rough early stage of things. Now, I'm curious to see what you guys think, what ideas you have, what criticism you have, anything at all at this point in time. Any tips for creating a game, be it sound design, music, art, UI, those type of things, anything at all. And if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell for notification for more. I think I'm progressing at a good pace with the game. It's hard to kind of tell at this point in time. I think it is, but who knows. Is there anything I'd like to add, because there's still plenty of time on this video. At this point in time, the game's going to be free. I don't think it's going to be a purchase unless it turns out the game is a lot longer than I think it is and I put a lot more effort in and you guys think it's worth the money. I could always make like an extended edition later on that's paid and put it on Steam, but I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. Another thing, I have no idea what this game is going to be called. If you guys have any ideas of what you think the game should be called, put them in the comments down below. I might make like a poll, like a community poll or something like that, and then you can decide from there. There's probably a lot of things I forgot to mention in this video. I'll probably bring them up in the next devlog. As you can kind of tell, devlogs are coming out weekly. I'm going to keep doing that pace, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!